We're introducing legislation to implement a national freeze on handgun ownership. What this means is that it will no longer be possible to buy, sell, transfer, or import handguns anywhere in Canada.
So the authoritarian Justin Trudeau has officially banned handguns in Canada. And before you say, James, this is America, why should we even give a damn what they do over on that side of the border? Here's the thing. The leftists in America are celebrating this handgun ban. The leftists in America who claim, oh, we don't want to ban all of your guns. We're not going to take your guns. We just want to get rid of the really bad ones. You know, the AR-15s, those military-style assault weapons. Because, of course, they don't even understand what an assault weapon actually is or what a military-issued rifle actually is. But they keep telling us all they want to get rid of is stuff like the AR-15 and the AK-47, you know, very good home defense style weapons. And yet, what do they do the minute someone like Justin Trudeau says we're going to ban handguns over in Canada? They celebrate, they start writing article after article talking about how great it is, how awesome it is that it's finally happening, how further they are, of course, you know, intellectually than we are, because they've decided to really handle the gun issue. And by handle the gun issue, they mean, of course, send men with guns to people's house, point it at their head and say, give us your weapons or else. Because here's the thing, you know, when they sit there and say, well, we just want to get rid of all the guns. No, they don't. No, they don't. They want a monopoly on the guns. They want a monopoly on force. They want a monopoly to just simply the federal government at this point, because that is the power they hold. They only believe in power. The only truth is power to these people. So anytime the individuals are able to be empowered in some way by owning firearms, to be able to actually protect themselves and not have to rely on the government to assist them in every little thing that might happen, then they start getting fearful. They start getting scared. But we have this story right here on Fox. You know, of course, Justin Trudeau announces legislation to freeze handgun ownership and buy back assault-style weapons. The Ministry on Public Safety called it Canada's most significant action on gun violence in a generation. Oh, Jesus, it is just ridiculous. For one, in case you don't know, in case you, I don't know, live in a hellhole or just live in a city, I guess, you know, basically the same thing. There is no such thing as an assault-style weapon. They've started switching the term to assault-style weapon and saying instead of assault rifle, because people kept pointing out that an assault rifle is normally a rifle that has stuff like selective fire, so they can switch between, you know, fully automatic or just automatic to, you know, burst fire, and then of course to semi-automatic. And what these people don't realize is the AR-15 is not a gun you can just hold the trigger and unload with. That's not how it works. It is one trigger pull, one bullet, that's it. So they're kind of tired of being called out on this stuff. So a lot of them have started using the term now assault-style weapons, because the AR-15 looks bad. The AK-47 looks bad. And I mean, to a point, yes, they are bad. You know why? Because they're designed to kill. You know why they're designed to kill? Because I want to kill anyone who comes into my house in the middle of the night who I did not invite. Because if we ever get a full totalitarian style government like they have over in China, we need to be able to rebel the best we possibly can. And I know people will say, oh, you think your semi-automatic rifles are going to actually do anything against the government? Well, look at Vietnam. Look at the Taliban, right? I mean, listen, they'll say they have tanks, they have jets, they have all this stuff. What do you need to own an assault-style weapon for? You can't hold a city with tanks in that sort of way. All right, if people have weapons and they're able to rebel against the government is less likely to do awful things. If you haven't done it yet, read the book Ordinary Men. It's about the police force in Germany who are basically told to go and kill a lot of the Jews. And a lot of stories that you'll read in there, it's almost amazing how easy all of it could have been avoided had they actually been allowed to own firearms. I mean, there was cases where they might have had 10 guards escorting thousands of Jews to execution camps. If only just one of them had a firearm, so many lives could have been saved. I say this because it's important for us to remember when they say they want to ban assault-style weapons, they're basically simply saying we don't want the people ever to rebel against us. They're not concerned about the citizenry. They're not concerned about the people. If they were concerned about the people, they wouldn't have locked you down constantly. If they were concerned about the people, they wouldn't have passed insane legislations that, of course, oppress the individual rights and liberties of the people. They don't care about you. They care about their power. They care about themselves. Right? We saw this in Texas, right, where cops said they weren't going to run in and save children because they were scared for themselves. They don't care about you. They care about the bureaucracy. They care about the government. That's what they always have cared about. So we have now in Canada, of course, assault-style weapons, mandatory buyback. You'll never be able to own them. Handguns, if you own one already, congratulations. But don't get too attached because they're probably going to come after them too. But for right now, if this gets passed, of course, they won't be able to buy a handgun whatsoever or transfer a handgun. You won't be able to give your handgun to your son. You won't be able to give it to your brother. You won't be able to give it to any family member. You won't be able to buy a new one. It's absolutely insane. So Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced Monday that his government is introducing legislation to implement national freeze on handgun ownership throughout the country. What this means, you'll no longer, already read all that. We recognize the vast majority of gun owners use them safely in accordance with the law, but other than using firearms for sport shooting and hunting, there is no reason anyone in Canada should need a gun in their everyday lives. Bullshit. Okay, what about when you sat there and sent your police force to crack down on peaceful protesters and trampled a woman with a horse? All right, that there are plenty of points where, yes, if the people are actually well armed, I doubt I'm pretty sure a police officer is going to think twice before trampling the poor woman with a horse. All right? People need weapons to be able to fend off dictators like you in case you decide to get a bit too full of yourself with your powers. I'm not saying do anything right now, obviously, right? Again, I'll make this very clear. I'm a peaceful person. All right, I just want to, for the most part, live my life, raise my kids, very simple life. I don't like violence. I don't like any violence at all for the most part. But there does come a point where you do have to ask yourself, what is that line in the sand where you'll be willing to step up and defend your country? I don't think we're there yet. Make this very clear for YouTube. I do not think we're there yet. All right, there are so many ways you can vote this man out during the next election, all right? There are methods to get these people out of office, so I'll make this very clear for YouTube. I am not endorsing anything being done against these people. I'm saying that the firearms that people own prevent these people from going that extra step. It prevents them from going too far and turning into full authoritarian. I mean, they're already authoritarians, I guess. I guess you could say turn into, I don't know, turn the police into the Gestapo, start making camps and things like that. I mean, I know that's already happened in some places like Australia, but, again, they gave up their guns. What do you expect? I just want to make it very clear. Don't do anything, but the guns do act as a deterrent for the government, when it comes to them going too far. And that's the important factor here. So yes, people do need guns in their everyday lives. They do need guns to protect their family at night when they're at their house. They do need guns when they go outside in case someone tries to, mug them. If someone mugs you, yes, you need your handgun with you. That's why you carry a handgun. That's why you get a concealed carry permit here in America, and why, of course, people should be allowed to do so over in Canada. It's absolutely insane that he actually thinks this privileged guy, who, of course, has guards around him 24/7, has men with guns protecting him 24/7, would actually say Canadians have no reason to need a gun other than hunting and for going to a gun range. I mean, it shows the privilege. It shows the privilege. Canada's Minister of Public Safety, Marco Mendicino, also said the mandatory buyback program for assault-style weapons will go into effect later this year if the bill passes, calling it Canada's most significant action on gun violence in generations. And, of course, I have a little thing here talking about how Biden called a 9mm a high-caliber weapon. This talks about banning them as well. The first AR-15s and other assault-style firearms will start to be bought back by the end of this year, Mendicino said. It's going to be hard, but we're going to get it done. About 55,000 new handguns have been registered annually in Canada over the last decade, Mendocino says. Cannot say that word. Here's another important thing. The legislation would also create new red flag laws that allows the courts to remove guns and suspend license for people who pose a threat to themselves or others. Magazines that hold more than 5 rounds will be banned under the new laws. Dude, a standard revolver holds 6. Are you kidding me? Maybe they're just talking about for rifles. Even then, you better hope that you better hope you land every shot on someone if they try breaking into your house. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It's again, they're not doing this for your safety. All right, they're not doing this for your safety. They're not doing this for you. They're doing it for themselves. They are scared that if they try to go that extra mile, the people might get a bit angry and decide to, fight a little bit more against it. That is what they're really fearful. They're fearful of their own citizens. I mean, really think about that for a second. The government is scared of their own citizens, so they're going to deprive them of their ability to defend themselves. Why would they need to take away their ability to defend themselves unless they want to do other things they know the citizens would not go along with normally? This is a canary in the coal mine, especially when, again, you realize the fact liberals in America are celebrating it. They claim they don't want to take your guns. They want to take your guns, people. They want to take your firearms. And of course, when it comes to us in America, I really think most of us would, just say we lost our firearms in a boating accident, as the meme goes. I don't really see that many people complying in America when it comes to this sort of stuff. It doesn't mean they won't try. It doesn't mean that won't lead to some serious problems. And here's my biggest issue. Like I said before, I want peace. I don't want violence. I don't like violence. I don't want to have any violence happen in this country. But if you start trying to implement laws that take away the ability for Americans to defend themselves, that is how you will start a civil war faster than anything else you could possibly do. More than anything else you could possibly do. Take away their ability to defend themselves. Because why would you need to take away their ability to defend themselves unless you were planning to do something that they would need to defend themselves from? If you want a civil war, that is how you get a civil war. And we do not want that. We do not want this here. People like to joke saying, oh, well, a civil war, we would come out on top. Listen, maybe not. Who knows? The reality is, though, the most bloody, war ever in American history was the United States Civil War. We don't want another one of them. We want peace. We want, if there is a separation of states, we want it to be a peaceful divorce. We don't want it to ever turn violent. So, frankly, the best way to prevent that is to allow people the right to defend themselves. Don't take away their ability to own firearms, because you don't want to know what happens next. You really don't. Either way, thanks for watching. What do you think? Put in the comments below. Do you think this is starting to come here? Do you think Biden is actually going to start talking about banning handguns next? What do you think? Put it in the comments below. Either way, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and hope to be seeing you again real soon.